Welcome everyone to committee meetings for today, January 20th. We have one special committee meeting tonight that is county services, sorry, Greg. County Services Committee, and we're going to start off with that.
Lake Fall County Services, we're at 6:07. First one and only one is authorizing advertisement for bids, Greene County Community Services Building. Handle. Linger, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Just a question, Sherry. This is increasing Freeman and Associates fee from 23,500 to 26,000? No.
That was already increased.
So this establishes the bid to do the grubbing and ground clearing on the acreage that the facility will be constructed.
Yeah, no, but in this bid here, it's going from 23,500 to 26,000. Fourth paragraph.
Oh, it was amended back in
Yeah.
the day of
Yeah.
21. Right.
Okay, it doesn't change the contract, it's supposed to put it out.
All right.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Anything else
There in.
on this?
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn. Handle, adjourn, I second, we're closed.
I'd like to open up Economic Development and Tourism Committee meeting at 6:09. We'll go right into the proposed items. Number one, capital project, number 163, cement redevelopment project, declaring lead agency or secret, review of proposed cement master plan and general environmental impact statements.
Handle. True.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Be there none, so carried. Capital project number 170, awarding QEP contract.
Torrington.
Leg. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Be there none, so carried.
James, just a quick note on that, the brownfield situation.
Don't we have the list of that already? Wasn't that done previous year in there? Had any industry here that's been polluting type arena? Oh,
Yeah, there very well could be a list. It's nothing that I've seen or have access to, but it's not. The designated contamination can go to dry cleaners, it can go to gas stations, it can go to anything that had polluted the ground. And so I think it's, the lower hanging ones that you think have contaminated predominantly would be like a cementing case or, canning facilities, but this will allow us to really paint a broad stroke and understand what the inventory really is.
Anything else?
Number 3, Greene County Economic Development Corporation, 2026 operating budget.
So Chairman, just a quick question. James, what's the increase related to?
So the way the resolution was, the original resolution that appropriates a fund balance, which I think the resolution was annually, was anytime that we got under $50,000 in the operating budget, we would approach the legislature to help replenish those funds. First time that we did, I believe it was back in the 23 cycle, that was for about 33 and change. Since then, we've waited 2 additional years, and that brought our balance down to roughly about $5,000 in the operating account. So just to replenish it back up to 50 is just where we landed. We were tracking the budget by mid-year. We knew that we were gonna have to come back at some point, but we wanted to wait for our budget cycle instead of a budget amendment. So the longer we waited, the more that appropriation went up, but, we didn't want to do an amendment.
Thanks.
So because of your shrinking monies for your operating budget, what's the result of that?
Originally, and I think this was the impetus for the corporation, is New York State got out of the loan business with funds that originated from HUD. So they were ending the program and they gave an option, if you'll remember, that anybody with an outstanding state loan had an opportunity to buy it back and essentially cancel it out at a discounted rate. So the resolution shows a number of businesses and their outstanding loan balance that was then bought out, if you will, paid back to the county and into this fund. So there were a few that chose not to do that, that we still get program income from. But without doing additional state loans, that program income is going to dwindle the further that those loans are amortized. So as time goes on, there's going to be loans being brought up, so that program income is going to dwindle. But we are offsetting it with program income derived from the multi-enterprise grants and our existing federal CDBG loan budget.
I thought you received a certain amount for administrative fees on all the type of loans you hand out.
A lot of that up to, I think New York State's threshold is 35,000. If you stay below 35,000 from program income, you can retain that. If it's over, it all has to go back to the state. And virtually all of our federal program income has to go back to the state, or to the Fed, excuse me. So we do quarterly to semi-annual paybacks to each of those respective HUD agencies, if you will. But with those loans getting amortized over a few years into their maturity, that program income is going to be smaller and smaller.
If you're looking at a percentage as to what you can charge for administrative, yeah.
Those are typically, they're capped by the state. And the fees that are associated with administration on the loans, for example, I think that we do a closing fee. That's a sliding scale based on how much we loan you. And we could bake in a few other fees with the loans. Try not to, because we're considered a lender of last resort. So typically these are people who wouldn't qualify for traditional bank loans. But the interest that we charge on those loans does fluctuate based on the federal fund rate. So we typically take half of prime plus 1%. And as the Federal Reserve changes those rates, ours change with those.
And who does your audit for the corporation?
Historically, it was a firm called EFPR Group, but that contract ended. We just got a new firm out of Clifton Park, called BST. And they'll be doing that. They'll be doing those audits for the next 3 to 5 years.
Any other questions? Not, I'll be looking for,
I need a second.
Handle.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah, none?
Thank you.
James, that group that we were just talking with, that's something that's gonna also be beneficial on your side of things, the economic development.
Absolutely. I think as Sean was saying, if we can quantify what we can expect, it does help us gauge tourism travel too. I mean, it's a pretty close link, and that's historically a challenging metric to keep track of. So this helps us do.
Gain a lot of that for you.
Yeah. I'm looked at, so that'll help.
Do I have a motion to close?
Handle.
Handle.
Linger.
So.
Good evening. I'd like to open up government operations at 6:15. We have some speakers tonight. I would like to invite County Clerk Marilyn Farrell up to the podium.
So I'm sure all of you heard on the news that motor vehicle is going to be shutting down completely throughout the state for 3 days, possibly 4. So I have a press release here that says the Greene County Department of Motor Vehicles, along with the DMV offices in New York State, will undergo a large-scale systems upgrade next month that will require our Catskill office at 411 Main Street, Catskill, New York, to be closed and potentially alter our business hours. In February, the New York State DMV is implementing the initial phase of a multi-year project to replace and modernize its aging technology system. To bring the first part of the new system online, the state is seizing all county and state DMV operations, including online and phone systems, at 2 p.m. on Friday, February 13th, 2026. Due to this, my Greene County office at 411 Main Street will close at 1 p.m. on Friday, February 13th. We're closing at 1 because of the simple fact that I want to be able to get everybody that's there out. So I'm going to advertise that we're closing at 1, but hopefully we'll be able to have everybody out.
Somebody's in line in the system for them.
Right, right. We don't want that because there's nobody going to be in Albany to help us. The offices will remain closed Monday, February 16th, which is President's Day holiday, and Tuesday, February 17th, 2026, with a planned reopening of Wednesday, February 18th, provided we receive the go-ahead from New York State DMV leadership. During this time, the state DMV will migrate about 30 million records to a new system and complete the transition to bring the first phase of the upgrade online. Again, no DMV transactions will be able to be completed during this period, including through the state website, and they will not be answering their phones up there. The state's DMV's implementation time calls for offices to be operational and open for customer transactions beginning Wednesday, February 18th. And we plan on opening at noon on the 18th, just so that I can have my girls go on, try it, see what the whole transmittal is and what's going on. And then if the state has any time for anything problem, they're not going to let us open up on Wednesday. So that's all to be on their hands. So I just like to say thank everybody for their patience while this statewide upgrades go through.
No wrong.
Right?
This is not a region implementation
No.
and then the next
No.
region.
Two counties.
And so the wording you had in your letter, did you say seizing? They're seizing your computers?
No, we're gonna be operating under two different systems. So they're taking the
That's
license
it.
after Wednesday.
Yeah, after Wednesday, yes, but that's not my question.
No, so what they're doing is they're migrating all the license transactions into this.
So he had to
Yeah, I know what they're here on here. No, they're not taking the computers, they're just seizing all that information together so that we can get it in a new program.
They want
You
you
gotta
to
migrate from one platform to another.
Yeah.
cover it.
Please tell me they're archiving the current system, just in case when they hit the button, it doesn't work.
I can't guarantee anything.
It's my state, there's no promise of anything.
Karen, I'm driving without a registration now.
So
The marijuana.
it's gonna be 2 years, and then they're gonna bring the registrations into this new system.
Yeah, Mayor, I think you just lost that explanation. The first phase is driver licenses only.
Right.
2 years later, it's vehicle registration.
Vehicle. They're telling us that if you came in to do transactions, we can take all different kind of payments on one transaction. We could take 2 different credit cards, cash, check, anything you want to give us. It'll be interesting, really. And we've had 3 waves of training that have gone out that we have been doing, but of course, listening to what they say and actually doing it is 2 different things, because you can't visualize. You know, when they take a pointer, you click here for this and then go here and there. It's not you doing it, so. And they've got a lot more steps into the whole thing, so.
So mechanical James, not to pick on you, but if you sell a rig,
Shut down for those days.
my buyer is not picking up until hopefully Wednesday, right?
It's only tax season, they just time to do it for a crack, whatever.
President's Day.
And Valentine.
Let it go.
Well,
When we get cars, Valentine's Day.
Singles appreciation.
Deal to play on.
Marilyn, I would just like to say thank you. One of my constituents went down and she said she was absolutely thrilled with how much effort and professionalism
Thank
you gave her. She had a big problem and she said you were a big help and she said, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So hopefully everybody will be patient. We won't need guards at the door.
Yeah, what do you think? Might wanna double up.
Well, put it out there.
Well, we're gonna,
There's not much we can do about it.
We've got to do major press release and.
Right.
Right.
and I have signs that I'm gonna put, after I came to you guys, I was gonna put the signs on the front door, the back door, as the time frame as to what our hours are gonna actually be.
My client might put it in.
Yes, I mean.
Okay,
That's the radio.
yeah, it's a lot of,
Can I have a copy of that?
sure you can,
Thank you.
Marilyn, did you talk to Terry about the press release?
not yet,
Okay.
I wanted to come here first.
Okay, yeah.
I wanted, and then, of course, before I could get here, the state had it out on the TV all weekend, so. But it is what it is. Does anybody else have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Merrill.
Welcome.
Okay, next we have Director Ward of Real Property Tax Services to give us an update on the disabled veterans exempt property tax exemption.
And a couple other things. But we'll start with the veterans. I'm sure you all have been getting some phone calls from your veteran constituents regarding the 100% disabled veterans. If you remember, I presented to you last August. I told you in December that it was in the governor's desk to be signed. Governor did sign it on December 19th, but signed it with a approval memo, which required chapter amendments. So with that happening, the bill got changed going into the chapter amendments. So the chapter amendments were introduced on the 6th of January. So far, they've been through committees. As of this morning, I didn't check late this afternoon. The Senate passed the chapter amendments on the 13th, and the Assembly is already through the 3rd reading. So it's a matter of semantics. Probably this week, if they're in session, it would be passed. I just want to give you what the big change in the chapter amendments. The governor felt that this was a duplication of an already existing disability exemption out there for veterans. And she had some other issues with it. She wasn't very explicit in her approval memo, but obviously with her discussion with the leadership, we got this. So it is no longer going to be a local option. It's a mandatory exemption. So we have no hurry to, we're not in a rush to pass a local option, local law. They corrected the language in the bill. There was one word that was typed in as law when it should have said land, which means the exemption is only applicable to the residential portion. And so I'll just give you a broad example. If a veteran owns 100 acres, and let's say the town has 2 acre zoning in that area, typically the assessor for all other exemptions with the residential percent would assign the percentage around for the house and the 2 acres. The additional 98 acres would pay full freight. There would be no exemption on that. So that language got clarified. And then the big change, and my phone has rung off the hook for the last 10 days. Either between my assessors, town supervisors, or veterans themselves. I had one in first thing this morning. talking to my buddies at the bar this weekend, you want to know how I apply for this? And I'm like, well, you don't. At this point, there's no hurry. She changed the effective date from January 2nd, 2026 to October 1st, 2026. So assessment rolls prepared after that date. So it'll not be in effect until the 27th assessment rolls. So there are some problems, ambiguity that both the New York State Association of County Directors of Real Property Tax Service and the New York State Assessors Association have asked for clarity on some of the qualifications, specifically the total and total disability and permanently unemployable. What we understand it's a letter that comes out, but nobody's really shown us a mock-up of what that letter comes from the VA. The other thing is the pecuniary assistance that is recited in the bill. Veterans I'm talking to are taking that as I'm disabled, I get a disability check, that's my pecuniary assistance. The New York State Veterans Association or Veterans Affairs has come out and said only if you're eligible for one grant. It's a certain housing type grant. And it doesn't say you have to get it, it just says you have to be eligible for it. We've asked for clarity. I have a meeting with the state and New York State Assessors Association next Monday. Hopefully we get some answers from legal. Hopefully these amendments have passed and they're willing to do it. The state tax and finance legal is very tight-lipped unless something is actual law at this point. So that's where we're at on that. Any questions on the veterans? Okay. Some other updates. Our New York State Digital Ortho that was flown this spring in 25. We received it last week. The web service, in order to incorporate it into our web map, is supposed to be live late this afternoon for us to grab and start consuming. We'll find out hopefully by the end of the week. So new 25 imagery will be available in our web map. Another thing that you might, yes.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going down.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna go back to the veterans for.
Oh, sure.
On that exemption, so what you're saying is that's not gonna require each municipality then to approve that, it's gonna be automatic for all of them?
Correct.
That makes it a little easier.
Yeah, no local option. I believe our numbers are gonna go way down. If the pecuniary assistance and the TDIU, and speaking to Amanda from Human Services and a few other people, the TDIU is not given out very freely by US veterans. And also the pecuniary assistance, that eligibility for the grant, where I had told you that there was 107 458A alternative vets that were receiving an exemption that were 100% disabled. They don't necessarily all have a TDIU, and they don't necessarily meet the qualifications of the pecuniary assistance either, depending on how that fleshes out. An example, in Cattaraugus County, they did a deep dive going back 13 years. Out of all their veterans, only 2 would have ever qualified for this exemption as it's written. That's not the messaging that the veterans that I'm talking to on the phone or stopping in my office, but you know, hopefully I'm working with Amanda. Hopefully once we get clarification, we'll get some messaging out from our veterans and clear some of this up. I wish New York State veterans would get out in front of it too, but they're not. Another thing you might have heard about is the codification of the USPS cancellation rules. That has come across our desk quite a bit.
Could you explain that?
Yeah, so anything really,
I was just reading about that.
where it was all over the news. It. Come sit in my office. I get a phone call every day. So basically, they've been doing this for a long time. A mail is canceled at the time you present it to the post office. For years now, cancellation may not happen at your local post office. It's happening at a regional facility, and that could be 2 days, 3 days, 8 days, 2 weeks for it to get. So where does that leave, looking at it from my standpoint, real property tax? Where does it leave Board of Elections? Where does it leave, filing your income tax April 15th? I don't know what their laws are. Ours say that ours are written specifically that exemption application has to be applied for on or before March 1st. So if you're putting an exemption application in the mail on March 1st, the recommendation from the USPS, and this is right in their codification of rules, go to the counter and get it, hand cancel. They're obligated to do it. So that's the recommendation you should be giving your constituents. If something has a deadline, at least get it hand canceled at the post office. Better yet is if you pay for certified mail or whatever, then you have a receipt.
Certificate of mailing too.
So I just want.
February 15th.
So I just wanted to bring that one to your attention. And then I apologize for the 16 or 19 resolutions tonight for corrections of errors. I can just say that they are not any cause of the county or my department. They are either all school district related, collectors and assessors errors. So there's 6 assessment errors affecting 7 parcels. Those assessment errors, county loss in tax revenue is $2,046.69. The 6 school collector errors correction of errors involve 44 parcels. Nobody's out any revenue. These people already paid their school taxes. The collectors never receipted them into their system. We subsequently added them to their county town bill because we were told they weren't paid. And then there was 7 assessment or system errors dealing with, we had a town started doing omitted taxes this year for previous years. And so Catskill School District's if you're in Athens and live in Catskill School District, you pay your library to the school. If you live in the town or in Cooksaki School, you pay it to the town for their library. So we had 8 parcels that we mistakenly double dipped on the omitted tax. And it was due to, I'll call it a system error because there's a checkbox that the assessor should have checked when they added it to the roll, but neither one of us caught it. There's no loss in revenue to anybody there. All I got.
Thank you. Thank you, Rick. Next, Mr. Izzo of Catskill requests to speak to the legislature.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a matter of clarification. You have on the agenda the proposed purchase of a property, 933 Leeds Athens Road. It is I believe, the firehouse. And the price listed on the resolution is $550,000. And according to the real property tax, which I have to thank them for their new website, the full market value of that property is only $422,791. So the county technically, unless the market value changes, is overpaying for that property by $128,000. And that may be fine if one looks at the Leeds Fire Company. But I have some questions, and I'd like to know who negotiated the sale of the property? Was there a real estate appraisal of the property prior to the sale? What firm did the assessment? And was any employee of the county involved with the negotiations of the sale? And those are my questions.
Well, first of all, that property value that you looked up is out of date. How many years? 1 or 2?
would have been value as of July 1, 2024. I don't know the exact year that Town of Athens did a reassessment, but typically they don't look hard at full section 8 wholly exempt parcels as far as reassessment.
Well, let me tell you what this says, and this is what I have to go by. It says 2025 final assessment information.
That's
2025.
July 1, 25 assessment roll is based upon
The 24, right, I understand that. But there's no documentation, as far as I'm concerned, or can see, that the price, the $550,000 represents what that market value is, unless there was a real estate review of the property. If you can just tell me, well, it's an outdated assessment, all I have to go on is what the property is assessed at. What is the market value? The assessed value, according to the information, is $363,000. But the market value is $422,000. And this is right off the county website. It's not something I'm making up. It's the information any seller or buyer would have when they looked at a piece of property. If you had somebody who appraised the property and said, you're right, it's undervalued and it's this value, then that's fine. I'm not questioning the proper price. I guess I am questioning the proper price, but I am questioning what was used to come up with the price and who negotiated this price. That's all I'm asking. Legislature can buy and sell whatever they want for whatever amount they want. But you would think that somebody would have looked at the assessed value on the real property website. It's there. Any citizen can look it up. So I have my questions. I thank you very much for listening to me. And you have this resolution coming up. And I will submit a Freedom of Information request to the county attorney, who is the Freedom of Information Officer, requesting who negotiated the sale, was there appraisal done, and who was part of the negotiation team.
Just so you know, oil is not a question and answer.
I know.
If we have any records responsive to your request, we'll vote.
I understand that. But I just want to let you know I will be filing a Freedom of Information request. Thank you very much.
I'm just gonna say that those assessment values really do not come into play very often when there is a real, a sale of real estate. Because those numbers are out of date and they're kind of a fudged amount to even all the properties in the towns, counties, states. So I don't think they come into play when there are properties.
So who negotiated this price?
That I couldn't tell you.
I think that's a legitimate question.
Mr. Chairman, just one thing, not this, when Sean mentioned the fact that Wyndham charges a fee for their Airbnbs, whatever that fee is, I think the reason they do that is because Wyndham doesn't get any of the sales tax related to that Airbnb. Thank you.
Actually, Hunter.
I'm sorry, Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter does it because of the increased load that it creates for our code enforcement officer.
Right.
So.
And they don't see any money from the sales tax.
It's not true.
Anyway, thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for listening.
Oh, yeah, sure did. Okay, going into the proposed action items, we've got a couple. Number one, authorizing and obtaining and furnishing of the assessment roll related services and materials. Martinez, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed?
I'm opposed. Link to the charge back or invoice to the respective towns and county section. I'm opposed.
Okay, number two, establishing capital project number 178 and authorizing the purchase of real property known as 933 Leeds Athens Road, Athens, New York, tax map ID number 139.00-6-9.
McConnell,
Lucas.
O'Connell and Lucas and Martinez. All in favor?
can I just ask a question? Who negotiated this price?
Actually, there was no negotiation, that was what the value that fire district, not a fire district, it's a fire company. That was the price that they.
That was the price that they.
Yeah.
Listing it with, merchants, the merchant, I believe, was gonna list it.
The merchant was gonna list it, but in this case, there was no real estate listing, no MLSs.
Okay, I have the motions. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Opposed. I'm opposed. I gotta be opposed on this one after that information. Thank you, Joe.
Number three, budget amendment, Greene County Clerk, digitization of records.
Lavera, Hobart.
Vera and Hobart and Martinez, all in favor?
Aye.
I don't think you voted on that last one, Greg. The real estate,
On number two?
you had a motion in a second, but I don't believe you took a vote.
We did, because there were
Three no's.
Three no's.
On this one here, this is a resolution that was changed since it was posted the other day, so if anybody didn't see it. It said before more deeds, that's been corrected now to say more records. Instead of deeds. Record deeds.
Okay, I don't remember, did we get a motion? Yes, we did. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Would you have for a motion on that?
Lavera, Hobart, Martinez.
Number four, correcting assessment roll, Town of Athens, Deborah S. Carl, tax map ID 103.00-6-23.
Hobart.
O'Connell. Hobart and O'Connell, all in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Number five, correcting assessment roll, Town of Athens, Deborah Gallo on behalf of 18 owners.
Hobart.
McConnell. Hobart and O'Connell, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Number six, correcting assessment roll, Town of Athens, estate of Bruce A. Ham, Harold Nicholas, tax map ID 138.00-4-5.
Hobart.
O'Connell and Hobart, all in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Number seven, correcting assessment roll, Town of Athens, Stephen Hoffman and Brina Leaking. Tax map ID 139.00-3-4.
O'Connell. Hobart.
O'Connell and Hobart, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Number eight, correcting assessment roll, Taft of Athens, estate of Joan M. Imberg. Tax map ID 103.00-7-19.1. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, we got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Number nine, correcting assessment roll, Town of Athens, Keeper dash Catskill LLC, tax map ID 922.89-1-3.21 and tax map ID 922.89-1-3.22. I'll make that motion. O'Connell, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? 10, correcting assessment roll, Town of Athens, Harry Law, tax map ID 121.00-1-7.12 and tax map ID 121.00-1-9.
Connell,
O'Connell, Hobart, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Number 11, correcting assessment roll, Town of Athens, estate of Adele J. Tressler, tax map ID 120.00-2-8.
Linger.
Martinez, Linger, all in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Number 12, correcting assessment roll, Town of Athens, Michael J. Zagorowski and Patrick L. Porter, tax map ID 120.00-4-3. I will make that motion. O'Connell, all in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Number 13, correcting assessment roll, Town of Catskill, Charles Demarest, tax map ID 184.19-2-15.
Linger.
Winger and Leg. All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Number 14, correcting assessment roll, Town of Catskill, Tower Waters Edge LLC, tax map ID 172.06-6-1. Davis, Martinez, all in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Number 15, correcting assessment roll, Town of Catskill, Village of Catskill Water, tax map ID 926.89-6-1.6.
Leg.
Leg and Hobart, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Number 16, correcting assessment roll, Village of Catskill Water tax map ID 926.89-6-1.5. I'll make that resolution. Martinez, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Number 17, correcting assessment roll, Town of Catskill, Travis Zawalski, tax map ID 201.00-2-49. I'll make that motion. O'Connell, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Number 18, correcting assessment roll, Town of Catskill, Fred C. Zindwell Jr., tax map ID 171.08-3-4. Hobart. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Number 18, correcting assessment roll, Town of Catskill. Deborah Gallo on behalf of 18 owners.
Martinez.
Martinez.
Catskill.
Hobart.
No, you said Catskill was supposed to be a little side.
You're right, I'm sorry about that. That's Yep, and we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Correcting assessment roll, Town of Cooksaki, Lawrence J. McGowan, tax map ID 88.00-1-15.2. Martinez and Hobart, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, number 21, correcting assessment roll, Town of New Baltimore, Deborah Gallo on behalf of 4 owners. Linger, I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Number 22, correcting assessment roll, Town of Wyndham, Wyndham Foundation of New York, tax map ID 96.00-5-48 and tax map ID 96.00-5-49.
Leg.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And I'm losing my voice.
Need a bottle of water.
Need a motion?
I'll make that motion to adjourn for you.
Second.
For you. Well. That is me. I don't care. I'm chairman of the committee.
Don't say that. You're only member.
Why? What do you want to fight about? Tell me. Sales tax.
Something like that.
How long is this gonna take?
5 minutes.
We're gonna hold you to it.
Don't worry, it'll be only 5 minutes.
But I was
We'll see.
a person.
You're right. Go ahead. Okay? Yeah. 5 minutes now.
5 minutes, start the clock. I have to use the bathroom for security alarm. I gotta go. There's a lot on the agenda.
Let's start the clock.
I can't believe it.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez,
So what?
for the 5 minutes. Just a couple of things, and just what I noted, on the treasurer's report, which the treasurer will give it to you shortly. I just want to, let you know that according to the treasurer's report, we received, in 2025, $53 million in sales tax. There's a little bit different, but basically $53 million. But in 2025, you only budgeted $43 million. So sales tax came in over $9,600,000 over your budget. Again, you'll see me in November. The other issue I'd like to say is that cash savings, you and your delinquent taxes from prior year, 2024 to 2025, the county has saved, or actually will not have to expend, over $942,000 in payments back to the school district or the villages, or the state that have a small amount. So that's all I have to say. You received almost $10 million over in sales tax over your budget, and the treasurer has obviously done his job, and you're paying out less money. So that's, in cash flow purposes, that's a good thing. So I thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome.
5 minutes?
You were right on the ball, Joe. A minute and a half. All right, who's counting? Can we start now?
You already started.
Okay, we'll call finance committee to order.
Oh, that was.
We didn't start. We gotta wait for Mike to come in. Okay, now we can start.
How'd you go?
First resolution, adopt the annual investment policy.
True.
Blake. Is it true? All fair of that?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number two, authorize out-of-state travel and tell her emergency service. I'll make that.
I'll second that.
All fair of that?
Aye.
All that's carried. Number three, authorizing contract, Greene County Correction Unit Council 82.
Davis.
Davis? True. Drew seconds it. All fair of that?
Mr. Chairman, is there a way we can have, a little confirmation, on this? I know there was some discussion at the last committee about it and the vote for it, and, some clarification maybe. I know we discussed some about how many, days a week they'll be working, or are they going to 12-hour shift, things like that?
We were not able to obtain 12-hour shift as a correction to the CBA, so they will remain in 3/8 a day.
They will remain in that.
Correct. Our goal was to go to 12 because you need less people involved.
Right, but what is this, a hierarchy of the union that the older,
Basically, your most tenured people who
Will
will
still have the weekend
Monday
off.
through Friday, never
And they're
work a
off.
weekend.
Right.
You're working a trade day.
Alright. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Number 4, authorizing purchase of 2 new excavators for the solid waste department. Mike? Leonard?
Buick.
Bueller second, all in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 5, authorizing the highway department to enter into an agreement with Clark Patterson Lee as consultant for engineering design services for the replacement of the Saybrook Valley Road Bridge over the 10-mile creek. Then number 3-20084-0, town of Wyndham, then number 1763.06.
Rivera,
Fair.
Davis.
Durham.
That's down in Durham,
Okay.
not Wyndham, Durham.
Did I say Wyndham?
Yeah.
Oh,
You said Wyndham, but we all read Durham. We knew what you meant.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's
I'm
carried.
opposed.
One opposed.
Oh, no. Okay, that's carried. Number 6, authorize agreement with E Works to upgrade existing fleet management software. True. True.
Davis.
David second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 7, authorize MOU between Greene County Department of Human Services and Department of Economic Development, Tourism, Planning for Transportation Services provided by the Greene County Transit System.
Rivera,
There's no error.
Quick question for James.
Who seconded that?
Mr. Lyko.
Yes, quick question. We're gonna get some numbers for ridership on these routes,
Sure.
so we can see if it's worth doing this.
Can do that next month.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 8 is authorizing lease agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services, Aging, and Town of Cookstock. Mark Nevin. Linger. Linger second, all in favor of that?
Aye.
Oh, that's also carried. 9, authorizing lease agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services, Aging, Town of Hewitt. Blake, Leonard second, all in favor of that?
Aye.
Well, that's also carried. 10 is authorized agreement between Greene County Department of Human Services, Aging, and Anytime Home Care, Inc. True.
Davis.
David second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's carried. 11, awarding bid for Ginsburg for canned goods and stored groceries, frozen and refrigerated items.
Rivera,
Silver,
Davis.
David second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's carried. 12 is authorized agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services, Aging, Hearthstone Care LLC for social audit daycare.
Rivera,
Silver.
Trudy.
Mr. True second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's carried. 13, authorizing agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services, Aging, Hearthstone Care LLC.
Davis.
Mr. Davis. Linger. Mr. Linker. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's carried. 14, authorized agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services, Aging, and Kevin Kelleher, term. Linger has. Blake, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's also carried. 15, authorized agreement between Greene County and Northeast Home Medical Supply. True?
Davis.
Mr. Davis, second. Favor.
Aye.
Oh, that's carried. 16, authorized agreement with Greene County Mental Health Community Services Board and the Mental Health Association of Columbia, Greene County, Inc.
Davis.
David.
Like,
Blake second, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 17, authorized agreement with Greene County Mental Health Community Services Board, Northeast Parent Child Society.
Davis.
Mr. Davis.
True.
Mr. Drew second, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 18, authorized contract, Mental Health Association, Columbia Greene County, Inc., Youth Clubhouse.
Rivera.
Mr. Rivera.
Davis.
Mr. Davis second, all in favor of that.
Aye.
Opposed, that's all.
Opposed.
One opposition. That's carried. Number 19, authorizing contract, Greene County Community Service Board and Twin County Recovery Services, Inc., and budget amendment.
Davis.
Mr. Davis.
Blake.
Blake seconded, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 20 is authorizing agreement, Greene County Public Health Department, Maneski and Company Jack Time Allocation System.
Davis.
Davis.
True.
This true second, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 21, resolution accepting bid for sale of MREM properties. Martinez,
Davis.
Davis seconded, all in favor of that.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 22, resolution accepting bid for sale of MREM properties. Linger. Mr. Linger.
Davis.
Davis second, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 23, establishing capital project number 178, authorizing purchase of real property known as 933 Leeds Athens Road, Athens, New York, tax map ID number 139.00-6-9. Linger.
Davis.
Linger was Davis second.
Mr. Chairman, can I just say, I do take Joe Izzo's point to heart on this. However, I think it's the county that determines the value. I think it, in our eyes, in my eyes, that building simply not only replacing the record storage building, but getting that highway crew out of the Allen Street building. I think we're gonna spend a heck of a lot more money than this $5.75 or $575,000. And I think this is a good value for the county.
But in all fairness, when we made the purchase of the Marshall and Sterling building, an appraisal was asked for that. And was that ever received? One, but we did look, there was an ask for an appraisal on that for the purchase.
The appraisal came in less than what we were paying for as well too, wasn't it?
I don't know what the appraisal was.
Yeah, there was no appraisal.
We tried to negotiate that, it was a little drop that down.
I see this as value to the county.
Well, debating the value.
Buildings and grounds, not Allen, sorry.
Not debating.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Lennon, Rivera, Luzio, Buick.
No, I was an aye.
Okay, all right.
That's carried. Thank you. Number 24, capital project 170, awarding QET contract. Linger,
I'll second that.
we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's carried. 25, Greene County Economic Development Corporation 2026 operating budget. True, second.
Blake.
Thanks.
Quick question, when, James gets this audit done by this company, we should have a copy of that. Know what their actual operating budget is.
Gotcha. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, carried. 26, authorization to facilitate 2026 annual village election.
Davis.
Davis. I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh. Carried. 27, budget amendment, Greene County Clerk, digitation records. Leonard, second it? Leonard, second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 28, budget amendment, Greene County Board of Election 25 election grant.
Blake.
Blake.
Davis.
David second, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 29, budget amendment, Greene County Board of Election, vote by mail grant.
Davis.
Dave,
Leg.
Blake second, all in favor of
Aye.
that? Opposed, that's carried.
Opposed.
Opposition.
Mr. Chairman, I'd also like a copy of that letter that we sent.
Yes, I was gonna, thank you. I wanted to see additional information rather than making the objection based upon our grant amount. I wanted the entire state appropriation amount. And that's otherwise the memo would have been out by now. So.
Well, I think we asked for a memo saying we oppose the mail-in ballots, period.
Well, okay, I missed that.
I mean, how does everybody feel? I mean, that's the interpretation that I had. that
We oppose it, but
oppose
everyone
mail-in
says, well,
ballots.
it's grant money, it's our money, it's our tax money, that we don't agree with the way they're spending it, but you're gonna go for it because you're gonna get it in a grant form.
Well, the problem is.
Well, we're required to do it,
Is that it's a requirement to vote by mail.
but I thought that we had said we wanted a letter of opposition saying we
The
don't
requirement
agree.
by statute or by
mail-in ballots.
State Board of Elections?
By election law. Now,
See that clarification on that.
and, I mean, we can argue about it, but it's also an unfunded mandate that they're putting some funds towards, but I'm not in favor of
You're
it.
putting another nail in your coffin.
I
All in
would,
favor of that? Oh, go
with
ahead.
the clarification, Mr. Rivera, I have a letter that's drafted that I will amend the language specifically to the point of mail-in voting as a process.
Right.
That point was missed by me at the last meeting.
Is that correct by everybody?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry,
No, we already voted.
I did,
Yeah.
which is a no.
I no. Right.
Yeah,
But we already voted.
Sean, I'm a no as well.
Thank you.
Number 30, budget amendment, Greene County Historian, New York 250 local partnership allocation. Martinez,
Davis.
Dave seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 31, budget amendment, interest and earnings.
Hewich.
I'll second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 32, 2025 budget amendment, Greene County Mental Health, New York State Office of Mental Health.
Davis.
Dave,
True.
it's true, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 33, amending resolution number 165-25, authorizing the implementation and funding of the cost, 100% of the cost of a transportation project may be eligible for state aid and or state aid or reimbursement from Bridge New York funds.
Davis.
Dave, later. Drew Lincoln second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's carried. 34, amending resolution 379-25, awarding insurance coverage 26.
Davis.
Davis,
True.
it's true, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Here we go, 35, correcting Center Road, Town of Bath. Deborah S. Carl, tax map ID 103.00-6-23.
Davis.
Mr. Davis,
True.
true, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's carried. 36, correcting Center Road, Town of Athens, Deborah Gallo, on behalf of 18 owners.
Davis.
Davis,
True.
true, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, carried. 37, correcting Center Road, Town of Athens, estate of Bruce Ham, Harold Nichols, tax map ID 138.00-4-5.
Davis.
Mr. Davis,
True.
Mr. Drew, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 38, correct Center Road, Town of Athens, Stephen Hoffman and Britton Leaching, tax map ID 139.00-3.
Davis.
Dave, second?
Field.
Field, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 39, correct Center Road, Town of Athens, State of Jones M. Invert, tax map ID 103.00-7-19.1.
Davis.
Mr. Davis,
Linger.
Mr. Linger, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's carried. 40 is correct to set the road, Town of Athens, Keeper, Casco LLC, tax map ID 922.89-1-3.21, tax map ID 922.89-1-3.22.
Dave, go ahead. Linger.
Mr. Linger,
Davis.
David, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's carried. 41, correct, set the road, Town of Athens, Harry Law. Tax ID 121.00, 1.7.12, and tax map ID 121.00-1-9.
Wow. Davis.
Mr. Davis.
Linger.
Mr. Linger, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's carried. 42, correct, assessment road, Town of Athens, State of Adele J. Pressler, tax map ID 120.00-2-8.
Davis.
Mr. Davis.
Linger.
Mr. Linger, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. Shot of water. Oh, everybody thinks it's water. Okay, here we go. Number 43, correct assessment road, Town of Athens, Michael J. Garsky, Patrick L. Thornton. Tax map ID 120.00-4-3.
Davis.
Mr. Davis.
Like,
Mr. Blake, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 44, correct. Set the road, Town of Casco, Charles Nemers, tax map ID 184.19-2-15.
Rivera.
Mr. Lewis. Mr. Buick, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 45, correct, set the road, Town of Casco, Tower Water Edge LLC, tax map ID 172.06-6-1.
like,
David, Mr. Blake, Mr. Buick. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 46, correct assessment road, Town of Casco, Village of Casco, water tax map ID 926.89-6-1.5.
True.
Mr. Drew.
Davis.
David, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried also. 47, correct assessment road, Town of Casco, Village of Casco, water tax map ID 926.89-6-1.6.
Davis.
Mr. Buick, Mr. Davis, or vice versa. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 48, correct assessment road, Town of Casco, Travis Linsky, tax map ID 201.00-2-49.
Rivera.
Mr. Rivera. Mr. Buick, seconds it. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 49, correct assessment road, Town of Casco, Fred C. Zendel Jr., tax map ID 171.08-3-4.
Rivera.
Rivera, Mr. Buick, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Correct assessment road, Town of Coxsackie, Deborah Gallo, they have 18 owners. Martinez,
Linger.
Mr. Linger, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 51, correct assessment road, Town of Coxsackie, Lawrence J. McGowan, tax map ID 88.00-1-15.2. Martinez,
Linger.
Mr. Linger, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 52, correct assessment road, Town of New Baltimore, Deborah Gallo, on behalf of 4 owners.
Linger.
Mr. Linger.
Davis.
Mr. Davis, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 53, correcting assessment road, Town of Wyndham, Wyndham Foundation, New York, tax map ID 96.005-5-48, and tax map ID 96.00-5-49.
Like.
Mr. Lake.
Davis.
Mr. Davis, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. 54, authorize obtaining funding of assessment for all related services and procurement.
Rivera.
Rivera.
Davis.
David second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Opposition, okay. That's passed, thank you. 55, authorization to pay claims, I'll pay that.
David second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. 56, authorization to pay claims highway. Blake, Buick, Mr. Buick, all in favor? Opposed, that's carried. Right, for sure.
Done, sir.
Have with us tonight the treasurer, and I'm sure he has some good news, hopefully. Joe says we've got a lot of money on taxes, sales tax.
We don't need Keith.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Joe is correct. We're generally in good shape. We'll start out with delinquent taxes. In summary, the delinquent taxes for December of 25 totaled $795,461.49 compared to $356,807.76 in December of 2024, or an increase of $438,653.73. Year-to-date payments for 2025 collections are $9,514,275.65 compared to $6,473,490.87, or in 2024, an increase of $3,040,784.78. Greene County delinquent taxes. In summary, the Greene County for delinquent taxes as of December 25 totaled $7,423,691 compared to $8,259,999.60 in December of 24, or a decrease of $836,308. Now, so the sales tax, as Joe said, we received $53,129,924.10 compared to $50,069,045.33 in 2024, or an increase of $3,060,878.77, or 6.11%. Very good. 2025 due to schools and villages. Here's the other side of the coin. The schools return totals $8,644,909.04, which is a decrease of $913,824.82 from last year. The villages return amount totals $551,067.47, which is a decrease of $64,391.35 from last year. School state lands totaled $1,950,432.26. So the amount to be paid out in this March's audit, $11,146,408.77. Generally a good report. No argument there for sure. We had two parcels that were in our top 25 pay up in December of 25. They totaled just over $50,000. So we did have a couple decent sized ones come in, about 25,000 each. Not a lot on the delinquency list to talk about, which brings me to my last thing. Some days I'm here to present, well, I'm always here to present what's going on, but some days are better than others. So our first payroll of 2026, the Treasurer's Department, through our payroll, we experienced an error where our federal tax withholding percentage was misstated. And therefore there were the majority of 577 paychecks had an error in their federal tax withholding. Those errors, once quantified, which we've been working on diligently, range from about $1 to $163, depending on the employee. We have put together, the payroll number 2 for, 26. At the same day, we believe it's gonna be the same day, all of those affected will have a separate check paid to them that will make up the federal tax withholding difference, as those percentages have been revised. It will not affect W-2s, and it will not affect, 2026 federal withholding. So the corrections have been made. Took us about a week or so to get it all under, but, it is not a simple task to go through that process. But it's done, identified, rectified, and now corrected.
Keith, what was the cause?
Federal tax withholding percentages were misstated in the first check of 2026. So it's every year the IRS puts out percentages that affect federal withholding depending on bracket that the person is filing in, as well as their withholding request. And those were misstated by decimal points.
Okay.
That's all I have for you tonight. Anybody have any questions? All right.
Thank you. If the come before finance.
Can I just make a request, all these EMS numbers that you gave us at the workshop meeting? I mean, some of it was not comparable apples to apples. Could you put something together where we're looking at figures? Like the town of Catskill memo had a BLS crew, ALS crew. I couldn't find that on the Wyndham statement, the breakdown. So for our, public safety meeting next month, I think it would be important that we get some type of breakdown, you know, that we can compare Catskill, Wyndham, and, the sheriff's department, and getting some figures for that.
I will claim that Wyndham does not have a BLS agency, they're only ALS.
They're only ALS.
Yes. That's probably why you only got that.
Okay. Well, they had paramedic and EMT, so 2 different pay scales.
They have one of each.
Right,
One of each
so-
on the rig, each, all the five.
A paramedic is a healthcare professional trained in the medical model.
Sorry about that.
Has historically been.
Thanks for the clarification.
So-
I just think we have to have some real numbers with that, and,
I agree,
okay.
and, I'm doing my own in-house numbers because I think I question some of the accuracy of the.
A couple things, to Charlie, on the vote on the property and lease, did that pass finance?
Yes.
Did. All right, just curious on that. Secondly, why was the resolution not through finance through government services for the bids to go out? For the bids on the community services building, what's the reason for that?
Mental health falls under community service.
Yeah, but doesn't it have to go through finance too?
Actually. Well,
It's not in this, we didn't listen, we didn't have it run through finance tonight.
No, who did that?
yeah, I have to check that one. Put a bid out versus a bid award.
Right, the award would have.
Yeah,
to
we
go through
didn't spend any money tonight.
Okay, but you were saying it's just for grubbing, but that did not say that it was just for grubbing and land clearing. It's basically all the bids are going out right now.
The only thing that's going out is probably the clearing and the 4.5 acre, leveling. That's it.
Right, and then the last thing is presentation you had that I came in late on. It's not that I don't think that they're gonna do the job, I just don't trust the state that they're gonna give you the money with the 4% of the revenue. And I was asking the question, well, we'll have the data from them that say there's, you know, so much economic data revenue. We will then decide, be able to figure out that, yeah, sales taxes, we should be getting this, instead of just taking what we get from the state without any clarification.
You should be able to impose everything. I don't think you'll be exact ever.
Well, why not?
And only if it's itemized.
If the state doesn't report that individually, we will, you know, if it's mixed in.
That's my problem
Well,
is,
Pat said that Keith can request to have that information.
I can request more detail than is available.
But I don't know if you can share it with us.
No.
Yeah,
That
it's
information
supposed to be
confidential.
confidential.
You know,
what is the purpose of the confidentiality?
I don't know.
As I said, does it represent your corporate state secrets that your competitor can see, and therefore your competitor changes in pricing or, think about it beyond FTRs, think about it globally on any sales tax application. You know, you're in the grocery store, you're the gas station, you're the whatever,
Well, what I don't understand is you're not asking for private property, like, property number 25, what were their sales and you were asking for a total of what were the STR tax revenue that the county received. I don't know why that should be confidential. We're not asking for individual properties, we're just asking for all of the first quarter of the STR.
If we were asking for a poll from all the companies combined.
Is that still confidential?
no. As a global number, it would not be confidential. Whether or not the state will give you the information, or I'm sorry, will give the treasurer the information is a different issue, because it's gonna go down as hospitality in the way the codification is of the.
So it won't be separate? It won't
Well,
be
I don't,
like,
you can ask for individual information.
Mhm.
Whether or not they're gonna give us 2,500 individual data reports, I don't know. That's why, as part of NISAC, we're asking STR to give them their individual.
line up, right?
And it's gonna be interesting to see how well they do with this. If it's anything like our cannabis, rollout, don't hold your breath. But I think this is something that in a larger number, we probably can look at, without causing any confidentiality.
Right.
Motion to close? O'Connell? No? Sarah?
You don't wanna close?
Winger was second? I need a second.
Yeah, once, Mike.
Davis.
Once.